What's up, Chingus? Lucas here. Today, I'm gonna show you how to do the index rollover. It looks just like this. Let's get started. So the index rollover only has two prerequisites. That's grit and determination. So you can check out David Goggins' tutorials in those videos below. The standard index rollover looks like this above my hand. There's also a version that goes perpendicular to the ground, looks just like this. And the last version is underneath my hand, like so. All three of them are the same exact trick. I'm just doing them in different orientations. But for today's tutorial, we're gonna go over the standard above the hand because this is the one that's used the most commonly for certain combinations, like so. Step one of the index rollover is gonna start with the grip. So we're gonna start in a standard grip, but we can hold either the bind handle or the safe handle. It doesn't really matter. What's important is that you're holding it about an inch away from the pivot so that you have the perfect amount of control. So starting from the standard grip, we're first going to take the belly and we're gonna tilt it backwards so that the tang area, the top here, is pointed towards me. So I'm gonna tilt this back, like so. And now for step two, we're gonna go over the release. We're gonna swing out the other handle, just like so, having the belly nice and parallel to the ground. And ideally, you wanna have the other handle contact your index finger in between your distal and your proximal interphalangeal. That's basically your first and your second knuckle. That's really the optimal zone for where you want the rollover to happen. So practice is first, just having this handle come out and kind of hit your finger right around there. You can go as low as this knuckle here and as high as the distal up here, but you don't want to go out of that zone, otherwise it'll be really difficult to control. So again, the starting position and then the release. So the trick happens right here. Once you've reached this stage in step three, you're gonna have to release it for just a split second. So swing this out. It's gonna contact the back of your index finger here. Then you're gonna let go of your thumb for a split second and you wanna stick up your index finger. That's why it's called index rollover. And it's gonna fly around your index finger just like so. And the moment this bind handle flies around, you wanna be able to scoot your thumb underneath and pinch it just like so on the top and bottom between your thumb and your index finger. And the momentum will carry it around and it'll come to close just like so. So one more time, we're gonna start in this starting position. Either handle's fine. Then we're gonna tilt it towards us. We're gonna release the belly, nice and flat. Aim for in between the first and second knuckle. You're gonna let go for a split second, tucking the other fingers down, sticking your index finger. And as soon as this handle comes around, you're gonna grab the top and bottom with your index and thumb, and it's gonna swing in and it's gonna end just like that. So that's the index rollover. Okay guys, now that you know how to do the basics of the index rollover, I'm gonna show you a couple tips and tricks that'll help you out. So a common mistake is sometimes the belly won't go all the way around your hand, or sometimes it'll go too much around your hand and it actually won't make it around the index finger. So the easiest way to dial that part in is just make sure you're holding in the right spot. If you're holding it too far up the handle, maybe right on the pivot area, or perhaps you're throwing it too slow, the belly is not gonna have enough momentum to go all the way around your index finger and it'll stall and it'll fall off. Now, on the contrary, if you're holding it too far down and you release it, there's probably gonna be a little bit too much momentum that's gonna be uncontrollable and then it's gonna fly off the back of your hand or roll off over your fingers. So the optimal zone is right between kind of around the Zen pin area, the tang pin area. So I recommend generally 1 inch below the pivots. So the second tip is sometimes when you're doing the index rollover, you might find that you're gonna throw it and the belly will fly out of your hands. So what's important to do is that you wanna make sure as it's rolling around, you only wanna release that handle from your grip right before it hits the index finger. If you release it a little bit too soon, you're actually just gonna throw it and it's actually not gonna do a rollover. And if you release it too late, what's gonna happen is that there's not gonna be enough momentum and it's gonna fall off your hand and not complete that full revolution around your index finger. All right, now that you guys know how to do the index rollover, let me teach you a couple combinations to get in and out of the trick. The first one is going to be the index rollover to the thumb rollover. It looks just like this. So essentially, as you do the index rollover, when you're catching it, you're actually catching it in a nearly perfect position to go straight into the thumb rollover. The goal here is that as it's coming into your hand, you want to embrace this momentum here and then tilt your hand backwards so that you can throw the thumb rollover right after, just like that. You can also do it in reverse. So you can actually start this with the thumb rollover, and then when you catch it, you can go straight into an index rollover. So that looks like this. Once you're really good at these two iterations, you can basically loop this trick infinitely, index to thumb, for as many times as you want. One other cool combination is that if you're on the bite handle, as you do the index rollover, you can actually sneak in your thumb and go straight into a thumb chaplain. So let me show you what that looks like. As you do the index rollover starting from the bite handle, you can actually, instead of putting your thumb on the bottom and your index finger on the top, you can actually move your thumb upward so that it contacts the back of the spine here, and that goes straight into a thumb chaplain. Some people refer to this trick as a blender. That looks just like this. Whoa, nailed it. All right, guys, that does it for this tutorial on the index rollover. If you enjoyed this tutorial, consider not liking and subscribing, because we honestly have way too many supporters and followers on this channel, so just don't interact with it and don't tell your friends and family. We'd love to keep this video down low. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. See ya!